very first rei, or bow, is shizen rei, which is basically from a natural position, stepping forward with the left foot, small bow, and then you would begin training. Another interesting aspect of Koto Ryu is that many of the similarities from Gyaku cross over. One of those being the first bow in the shoden menkyo system, which is Tenraku Ucho Gasho Rei. Tenraku Ucho Gasho Rei is done by taking the left hand and the right hand and intertwining the fingers, the thumbs overlapped. You're going to have them in a prayer position. You're going to make a small bow. The hands are going to extend, and then you're going to go into a posture or a kamae. So Tenraku Ucho Gasho Rei is combining again the right hand, the left hand, interlapping the fingers, the thumbs over top with your left over top of your right. And you want to have your fist a little bit away from your chest, a small bow, the hands go straight out, and then you would step back into one of the kamaes. Speaking of the kamae section is called kuradori, and there's 5 kamaes in the section. The first section is seiga no kamae. Seiga no kamae is going to be done sayu, which is going to be right side and left side. So if we were going to do it, I would actually step forward. I would bring my hands up, bow, out, and then I would step back to kamae. This is seiga no kamae. Hantai, here. It's very like Katate Ichimonji no Kamae of the basic Kihon. It's just the forward hands have kitan kens or shutos in them. So the hands are not up like this here. They're closed off. So again, from the bow, out, back. The meaning of this kamae is to control or to manipulate your opponent, to make him do as you will. A kamae is a mental attitude. Something is happening in my combat situation. Something is happening in my strategy. I need to do something that affects my opponents. Whether it be I need to stop them, I need to drive them back, I need to protect something, I need to make their direction from left to right, to forward and backwards. I'm going to do that with my posture. But I have to do it with a mental attitude and a spiritual attitude combined with the physical body. It takes all 3 to do proper kamae. If I need to control, to stop, or to manipulate my opponent, I'm going to take seiga no kamae. But I must know that in my mind, that that is the correct philosophy. My opponent must be stopped. I must control him. I must manipulate him. I must manipulate him forward, backwards, left, right. I need to stop him from being on the offense, and I need to put him on the defense. Or I need to create an illusion that he's still in control as I puppet him around into the proper position that gives me an advantageous spot. So I'm going to do that with my heart and my spirit. I'm going to will him to stop. My brain is going to deduce the strategy. My spirit is going to give me the energy and the power to project, to stop him. Now, lastly, I need to assume some type of physical form to make this happen. It takes my mental spirit, my spiritual spirit, and gives it a physical form. So don't just stand in a stance and have nothing going on in your mind and nothing going on in your heart. Then you're just a flesh and bones and just a body standing there, and you're going to easily be defeated. The proper way to do kamae is to have the strategy matched with the spirit into a perfect physical form. That is what a kamae is. So when I step into seiga no kamae, I'm trying to tell my opponent, stop, move this way, move this way, stop moving your feet, stop thinking in your mind, put fear in his heart. So as I'm projecting my will, I'm using my physical body to manipulate him and to control him. That is Seigan no Kamae. Next is Hira Ichimonji no Kamae. The feeling of Hira Ichimonji no Kamae is gently wrapping up your opponent. You're going to send energy out to the right and to the left that's going to go out and encircle your opponent. To do the Kamae, simply bring your hands straight forward, step outside your shoulders, and bring the hands to a shuto position, eye level, straight out, palms forward. The hands are slightly in front of the body. You can do this with your left leg forward, be Hidari Hira Ichimonji no Kamae. Your right leg forward, Migi Hira Ichimonji no Kamae. Or you can do it at Sayu, where you have your right and your left equally in the same position. Generally, you would have one posture in front. Because this Kamae is moving, the hands, again, are not straight in line with the shoulders, they're out some. And this has the feeling of pushing forward, pushing forward. You have the feeling of coming closer to your opponent, almost like you feel like he's trapping you. And the air is getting very thick, and he feels that pressure of you. If you watch kids on a playground, and they're trying to get past one another, the first thing that they do is get down and bring their hands out and try to stop someone. So this is a very natural position. As warriors, we have to develop it and take it to the next level. By doing that, you're going to be sending energy out from your center, but you're also going to be transmitting energy to the left and to the right. And this energy is going to circle around and behind your opponent, or it's going to go out and make a barrier or a wall or an arc that you can sense or feel energy. One of the drills that we do in the dojo is we put someone into a Kamae blindfolded, and then we have students gently walk to the right or to the left of them without touching their hands. And they're sending or pushing this energy out. And you'll actually feel, if someone's passing through this energy, you'll feel it almost be a weight, or something will change on your right side or change on your left side. And if you're in Kamae and you're blindfolded and you feel them coming to your right, you would raise your hand. If you feel them coming to your left, you would raise your hand. And you would just have people do this in both directions. So you can have feeling someone trying to escape from the front of you or someone coming up from behind you. So when you take on this Kamae, it has a feeling of pushing forward, but also out. The energy is going out and it's going forward. And your opponent needs to feel trapped. So this is Hira Ichimonji no Kamae. Next is Hoko no Kamae. Hoko no Kamae, the feeling is to crush something in your center or have the feeling of breaking free or breaking out of something. To do Hoko no Kamae, you're going to step back some with right or your left leg and bring the hands up above your head, trying to make like a circle with a slow and break. Right? This is Hoko no Kamae. Again, having the shutos in your hands. Making sure your hands are above your head. Don't have them below your head. Make sure they're above your head. Right? So this feeling here, Hoko no Kamae. Imagine someone's putting their arms around your body and you're dropping down, breaking free. Or you're in this posture here and you're taunting them to attack into your center so you can crush something in your center. So this is the feeling of being able to break free or to crush something into your center. By having your hands here, you're leaving this area open. So you'll learn in the Kamae to be able to strike from this posture, trapping something into your center, right? So Hoko no Kamae here. Next is Bobi no Kamae. Bobi no Kamae has a feeling of sweeping something away with your forward hand and crushing or breaking something with your rear hand. It has the energy of like let's get it on, let's go. Once you take a Bobi no Kamae, you're no longer necessarily waiting for an attack. You're going to maybe start to move forward. You're going to maybe initiate him to attack. So Bobi no Kamae with the left hand in a shuto position again is straight out. Fudoken at your right hip here. Right? Feet are a little bit more 50-50. So you're not leaning back like traditional. You're a little bit more 50-50. So if I was in Kamae here and I was to step to Bobi no Kamae, I would simply step forward. Or in more of a Koto Ryu position, I would come forward with my Kamae. Koto Ryu is a very forward or linear school. So I would here step to Kamae. Here. The last Kamae of the Kuradori is Hira no Kamae. Hira means flat or level. Hira no Kamae is very much like Shizen no Kamae. Shizen no Kamae would be from a standing position. The knees are going to drop some, and the hands are going to come out in front. They're not going to be off to the side, they're going to come out to your front. You're very relaxed. With Hira no Kamae, you're going to keep that same type of relaxed, but you're not going to move at your opponent's pace. You're going to move at your own pace, at your own will. So the difference in the Kamaes from Shizen, Hira, with both hands in a shuto position, it's going to come up slightly to your hips. So you're going to have a little bit of different look. And it's not that I'm leaning forward, but you'll see as the hands come up, I'm kind of stationary. I'm very much ready. So from a natural Shizen position, natural position, to Hira. And again, if I'm stepping backwards with my right foot, this would be left forward, Hidari. Step back on my left, my right foot forward, this would be Migi. Or I can step forward, or I can step backwards. But the basic difference is I'm just having a little bit of form preparation with my body. Shizen is very natural. You're not thinking about anything. With Hira, you're again just telling yourself, you're preparing yourself, but you're not going to do anything rash. You're going to wait. Everything is going to be dictated by your will around your timing. If he comes forward too fast, then I would change to one of the other Kamaes to stop him, to manipulate him, until I can prepare myself. But this is also letting him know that I'm ready to receive, rather than just being standing here in a natural position, or what they call a mushin position, where it's kind of a no mind, where I'm slightly connected to everything and I have a complete awareness, which is a great thing to be. This is a little differently. Hira no Kamae. The next section is called Hatsuden Chigoku. These are Kyushos, also known as vital points. These are very important parts of the body, specialized, and specialized attacks within Koto Ryu are used. There's over 42 specific areas on the body that Koto Ryu specializes in. So when you do your training, it's very important to develop the attacks, but also to be able to attack the correct spot, the correct Kyusho. These vital points are going to give you an edge in battle, as well as learning Koto Ryu correctly. The next section is Ate Komi Gata. These are the Kyushos. Kyushos are weak points in the body. We're also working with different strikes and kens. So we're going to be going over 17 kens in this section. The very first one is called Boshiken. Boshiken is basically taking your hand and making a fist with the thumb on top and then slanting everything so the thumb knuckle protrudes. And you want to have the thumb squeezed down on the top so the fist is very solid. And this is kind of penetrating in. So this is striking and turning and pushing into the ribs, into the neck to penetrate and push. Unlike a fist who has a wide surface, this is penetrating in. So this is called Boshiken, right? So here's what it looks like with a partner. So he's going to punch in, step, jodanuke. The fist is already here. From here, you're going to rock it with your body, lean, and Boshiken into the neck. That's going to make him lean backwards. From here, shift with your hand, and again, Boshiken into the lower part of the body, lower ribs here. One more time again. So it's again. That's how you would use Boshiken. The second one is Koken. Koken is like the Boshiken, which is protruding. This time the thumb tip is going to go back and the thumb knuckle is going to come up. And that's going to be your target. You're going to be able to do that with a straight strike, which is going to hit the corner of the eye and the eyeball, or it's going to come around in a circular motion, which is going to strike into the kasumi or the temple. So you've got a straight strike, corner of the eye, or a circular strike attacking to the temple is the basic ways of using Koken. With a partner, punches, shoden. And this is coming straight into the eye and then pushing through to break. All right? Again. The next way is a circular motion. So a little slower as he comes in, stepping out, still hitting here. And this is coming around. The Koken is coming in, boom, and striking down into the temple. A little closer, maybe. So we're here, attack comes in, hitting that temple. You can also drive with slow motion here. So we hit, and when I come and hit, driving down with that Koken. Number 3, this is Chinken. Chinken is kind of like an eagle's claw, like a bird's claw. This is generally used to penetrate into the face, to grab part of the skeletal front and to be able to rip or pull that. The middle and ring finger are going to go into the eyes. The pinky and index finger are going to go along the cheeks, and the thumb is going to come up underneath the jaw, closing the jaw shut. Or if the mouth is open, this is simply just going to go into the mouth as far as you can, grabbing on behind the teeth to grab that skeletal plate. So it's a very brutal, effective technique. It's not just kind of poking into the eyes or just a hand smothering the face. Each finger has an actual position to go into to cause the immense damage. Right? So this is Chinken. Slowly with a partner. So if he was to punch in and I was to move, this would be here. This is going to go in. And then I'm just going to drive with him to be able to take that down. Another way that I've learned is when he punches in here, to make this move and get his face plate, and then to come up here and hit the top of the head, pull to separate that plate. But basically as he attacks in here, simply move it in. Done very safely. From a punch, is number 4. This is known as Ryuken. Ryuken is done with 2 fingers. Basically taking your ring finger and middle finger, holding it by your thumb, and having these 2 fingers, almost like the peace sign, done in 2 different ways. One, it can be a reverse, kind of like a back fist, but a 2-finger whip. Again, the target is going to be into the eyes. Or it can be a straight in, almost like a snake bite, into the eyes with 2 fingers this way. So you're basically using 2 fingers and you're attacking the eyes, right? For the partner, punches in, so step, shoden. And this comes elbow center. And then this is almost like a whipping motion, where it's just whipping and hitting into the eyes, right? One more time, here. And pull! Quick, you know, like a snake. 40 punches in. Hey, this is coming in here, into the eyes, right? Slow motion, punches in. Just here. Or attacks in. Coming in, 2-finger strike. This is technique number 5. This is Shitanken. Shitanken is using these 3 fingers, your index, middle, and ring finger, tight together, and your thumb and pinky finger are collapsed, right? And this is done by keeping these 3 fingers very tight. I've seen it done where they've come and made like a triangle vortex, and I've also seen it where they're done in a straight line. It's just important that the fingers are not open, they're closed and they're tight. So you're going to need to actually hit like a makawari board or a heavy bag or a good buddy or just a wall to develop a little bit of power into the 3 fingers to be able to strike. In this version of it, we're going to come down and strike into the collarbone area. And we're also going to strike into the neck, basically around the esophagus area with Shitanken. So with the partner.
This one's
punches in.
hey,
Hold on. Adjust. And just down with your body weight.
hey,
Hey.
hey,
Next, coming sideways.
hey,
Hey.
hey,
Hey.
hey,
Hey.
hold, hey,
Good. Number 6, this is Kitanken. Kitanken is formed by taking the hand and making an angle on it and having the thumb with all these fingers tight together. And it's very loose, and then it opens with this position. A lot of people call this Omote shuto or ura shuto. And that's the motion that the hand is following in. The actual name of the hand, or the ken, like Boshiken, Koken, Ryuken, this is called Kitanken. And we're doing an Omote, and we're doing it in a ra, an outside and inside motion with this strike. All right, so this is how it will look with Koto Ryu. It's very forward and linear. So as he attacks, stepping out and hitting it and coming forward, the strike. Or for the ura shuto, as the punch comes in, moving, hitting it, and down, shuto. Here.
hey,
This is technique number 7, which is Fudoken. Fudoken is a conventional fist. Within Koto Ryu, the Fudoken can be done in many different ways. You have A-ken and Un-ken, Kongo-ken, Neo-ken. There's different ways to strike with the different targets of the knuckles. The fist being upside down or palm down. You know, there's different ways for me to write down with the first row of the knuckles or the back row of the knuckles as that way. So there's different ways of doing it. I'm going to get into that later. But the basic Kihon level, we just want to focus on making sure that your thumb is holding in these first two knuckles, and these first two knuckles are aligned with the bone and it's straight. And generally your motion is going to be with a straight shot here like this, or the fist is going to come down and punching into different types of targets. But the basic Fudoken is going to look like this here in the partner. So here, hold on, and being able to strike. So one more time here, right? So either turning this over, like almost a karate style, where I'm hitting down in, or I'm coming forward. This can come to the face, into the rib cage. I can step into the stomach with the go rib. Once I'm here, I can step and hit into the arms. I turn back in and keep moving with this here. So again, as the attack's in here, hold up, hit to the bicep. Just keep moving and hitting. Fudoken. Number 8, this is Oshuken. Oshuken is basically using the heel of your palm. Your fingers can be lightly open because there is objects that you can go into the eyes with. But basically you're trying to strike into the chin area, or you're striking into the lower ribs. You can turn the hands sideways, and it can even be done down, like for maybe like a Shichibatsu type thing where I'm stopping a throw. It's still using that palm strike down. So no matter if my fingers are down or if my fingers are up or they're coming in from the side, I'm using this palm as a strike. This is called Oshuken. This is what it looks like with a partner. Technique is number 9. It is Shukiken. Shukiken is using the elbows to be able to strike. So there's different ways that you can use the elbows to move, right? But it's basically using the elbow as a weapon. If someone was coming with a kick, you can use the elbows low to block against kicks. You can bring your hands up and just have them so punches come into the elbow. So they're a very good defensive close-in weapon. Here's some examples of how you would do it in Koto Ryu. Technique is number 10. This is Sokiken. Sokiken is utilizing your knee as a weapon to be able to strike into the body or to the lower legs, to even have the person down on the ground to drop your weight down to the neck. Anything that's utilizing the knee as a weapon. Some of the basic movements would look like this here. motion as the punch comes in. Moving outside, checking it. Striking. Or again, as the punch comes in. Here. Using this low. Or either a straight kick or a roundhouse kick to the body. Moving in. Striking into the knee. There. And then as he comes in for a double lapel grab. Breaking free, catching it, striking, pulling in here, and then turning. This is attack number 11. This is Sokushi Ken. Sokushi Ken is using the toes of your foot put together tightly and done with a snapping motion. So it's done by lifting up and snapping. It's kind of like a flick. The kinteki, or the groin, is your main target in this, right? So it's not so much on taking the foot and kicking straight up. This is much more of a just penetrating in to rupture the testicles, to just drop most people, male or female. This is a strong kick that's done with the toes. So you have to squeeze your toes together, point your toes down just a little bit, almost like you're trying to take your socks off and put your foot in sand and trying to squeeze sand between your toes. That's the feeling that your foot should be when you're thrusting that out. And again, you're going to raise your knee up first and then let the foot follow on second. Right? So with a partner, slow motion there. So he attacks in. So he step, jodan, and this is going to be just a quick kick. That's obviously going to bring the foot forward, the face forward, so I can do a follow-up attack. So as he attacks in here, and I step, ease me here to do another attack. Okay? Normal speed here.
Hey,
Next is number 12. This is Sokoken. Sokoken is using from the kneecap down, basically the shin bone. It can be the small part of the top of the foot, but it's basically the shin bone that you're attacking with. Generally using it almost like a roundhouse or like a side kick into the lower ribs, into the inner knee, or the main targets for this attack. With a partner. So slow motion, as the punch comes in, you're basically learning how to move and check, and then using this to strike. And my body weight's going to be moving forward as I strike. So it's not so much like a snap, as I'm taking this whole leg like a log and boom, trying to penetrate deep into his ribs, or even from the outside, coming across into that inner leg to be able to strike. Or if I'm on the inside, coming in here and striking into the thigh. Again, so if he taps in here, into the leg, stomach, moving here, kicking up. If he had a knife or a weapon, using this to break this here to be able to strike. Double lapel grab. Here. Next is number 13. This is Soku Yakuken with a Y, not the Gyaku-ken with the ball of the foot. Soku Yakuken is using the heel of the foot by pushing. Main target is going to be into like the suigetsu, into the lower kimon areas, to the breaking the ribs or breaking the center of the chest, or stomp kicking into the face, especially if they're on the ground, using this to stomp kick to the face. But This is generally a pushing style kick that's done from a punch or a kick here. So with the partner, so as he punches in, just shoda, and then using this to come up and kick the person away. Hold this one. Punches in. Two punches. So again, on that one there are two punches. He punches once. On that second punch, I'm trying to stop him from coming forward. So one more time. So one, two, stopping that whole side from coming forward. If he was to kick in here, he needs to be able to kick back. The double lapel grab. So here, kick back there. Number 14, Kakuto. Kakuto is using the heel of your foot in like an axe kick or a driving backwards motion. General targets are the inside and the outside of the thighs, right? So here's kind of what it looks like with a partner. So slow motion. Punches in. Number 15, this is Shikan Ken. Shikan Ken is taking the knuckles and bringing them in on the second row. The knuckles are going to be bent. All the fingers are going to be in, the thumb is going to be on the top. Everything's going to be squeezed in. You're going to be striking with the first two knuckles just like Fudoken, but extended. A lot of these strikes here come from the time when you were wearing armor, and in a conventional fist, the armor would go past protecting the back of the forearm. You would have to extend your knuckles to get something past the bamboo armor to be able to penetrate or strike. But again, unlike the Fudoken, which is striking into a large area, this is going to be very specialized, striking into a little bit below the suigetsu, or the kage, and also coming into the throat, either with the palm down or the palm up coming into it, or turning on a slight angle, striking into the koe, where your hips and your body join with your legs are kind of the main kyushos or targets for the Shikan Ken.
This was.
Number 16, Kakushi Keri. Kakushi Keri is using the instep of the big toe here, coming straight line up into the groin, using this to be able to lift the inside up with both legs, to be able to strike up into the groin. So it's not so much where I'm like kicking up, it's rising up and smashing into the groin. This is usually done after some other strike is done and the opponent's weight has been dropped. And as it's dropping, this strike is coming up and meeting it. So as an example, so we start in Kumuch here. Coming closer. Kumuch. Now I can strike with the Boshiken to create some distance, coming forward, and then rising this foot up as a strike. You know, or he's coming in here, I can step and turn and come forward with this kick coming between the legs. So generally I'm going to do something here to take his balance. So as I move his balance around, then I can strike into the groin. And once you strike into the groin, you can keep going. And being able to do something with the balance that you've taken. If you was to punch in here, I can do the same thing, where I can drill down, Boshiken, and then kick between the groin there. Again. Or it becomes like a double lapel grab. Right? Come up, kick, being able to strike. Or he reaches for a chest. Your big turn here. Strike, lifting up. And again, follow. But the main point is, as he grabs me, doing something he can't reach, shifting and taking his balance, striking up between the groin there. Taking his balance, moving him around, striking up between the groin. Once he's up, then you can throw. Finally, number 17, Koho Giri. Koho generally means backwards, Kiri means to kick. This is basically a backwards kick. There's two ways of doing it on the basic level. One way is facing your opponent with a slight turn, and the other one was your back to your opponent, and you just kind of look over your shoulder. I'll give you an example of both.
This was.
So if I'm facing my opponent as he punches in, I'm going to spin and kick. Right? So you just slow motion of the same stuff. As the attack comes in, first thing I do is turn and look over my shoulder. Hands up and kick. Using that. There you go. The next section is the Torrey Kihon Gata. The Torrey Kihon Gata is 9 patterns within Koto Ryu. So the first one, if Jesse comes out here and he's in Kamae, and he's going to punch in, the first one is he punches in, he's stepping back and using this to lift up with the forearm here. Then stepping back and then coming in, striking to the temple. So one more time. As he comes in, so 1, 2. Okay, again. Oh. 8, 2, 8, 8, 2, 8, 8, 2, 8. Why don't you guys give that a try with some of the pad work? A couple times you see how it works out.
Nice and thick. This was.
Technique in the Torrey Kihon Gata is Hira Ichimonji no Kata. So we've already worked with Hira Ichimonji as the Kamae. So now we're going to talk about how to move from it, right? So if he was to punch in, and I'm in Kamae, as the attack comes, move left. And use this to strike across. So that's the first move in here. As the attack's in, moving and striking. Right? So if you back up, we'll become a little more centered. So I move left, hit, then here. Striking in, ura, shuto, right? Kamae. Hey! Right? A couple times with each other. Get a feel for it.
Nice and safe. Hey. Oh, hey. Oh, hey. Hey.
One more time, hands up the eyes. There you go. Good. There you go.
Hey.
Good. The next section is Hoko no Kamae. So we worked from Hoko no Kamae from the Kamae. Now we're going to do some of the movements from the Kamae. So if the person punches in, obviously I want to have him punch into my center area. When he attacks in, move, and strike down. Right? So this university campus. Come on, attack with it. You move, and from here, use your body weight. Sink down. Step. Shuto. So it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Watch this step back with this leg here. 1, 2, 3. Right? If I don't step back with that leg and I just attack, I'm going to be too far forward. So I've got to proper position myself to be able to strike. Right? Give that guy a try. Guys, the next section is Bobi no Kamae. Bobi no Kamae is done from this traditional Bobi Kamae that we do, and this is showing you some of the basic movements. So, as the person punches in from Kamae, the first thing I want to be able to do again is stepping back and using this hand to lift. You know, it's almost lifting up. Stepping in, strong Fudoken into the stomach. Right? Slow motion here. 1, 2. Hip. Give it a try.
Nice and safe. This one's.
The next section is Omote Gyaku. So you guys have seen Omote Gyaku. It's been done a lot of different ways. So the basic way to do it in Koto is kind of like this here. So the person grabs, as soon as he grabs, he's going to cover and put a hand here. If he was to punch with that hand, I want to be able to use this hand here. If he punches low, I want to be able to use this hand here. If he goes to kick me in my groin, I want to be able to use this hand again here. So I want to have some type of hand in front of me, some type of cover right away. Once I know that I'm set, I'm established, I'm watching this, then I'm going to bring this hand up and catch the inside of my gi. This thumb is going to go in the back of the hand. And I'm going to step back and hold this hand free. Once I have this hand free, I'm going to start to yokoruki, pushing this in towards him. Down. So he grabs. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Again, shots. Different face. So he grabs here. 1, 3. Push. He grabs. You're not letting him grab. Push. Some of the things not to do, as you hear, sometimes you can't get this hand off by just turning, using your elbow. There's ways that you can do it. The easiest way is just removing this gi here. So I step and get this free. Then when I come up, I want to use this hand between me and him. I don't want him to be able to see me. And then this pressure is coming into him, and down. All right? That's some of the differences with Koto. Here, 1. One more time. So, grab a gi. Grab. So when you rip this off, you're ripping it off down. Do it one more time. Rip it down. Right? So you're ripping it down. All of this area here is kind of open. This time when you rip it towards his face or rip it high. So now, if he was here, punch. So this hand's coming across, right? Punch now. You can see, so this is here. So when you rip down, you leave this space for the visually be able to see you and to punch. So if you can keep this in his vision, keep this here. So if he punches, you can use his own hand. And then we do the Omote Gyaku into his face. There. Try that. Hit. The next section is a Omote Gyaku with a grab and a punch. So if the person comes in and grabs, just like we did before. Now as the punch comes in, stepping back and blocking. And coming forward, same thing, ripping the gi free. Stepping in, Omote Gyaku in towards the face and down. And then making sure that you got plenty of distance on your opponent. All right, so one more time, close your head. Some grabs, punches, tap, slow motion, so he grabs here, punch comes in, hold and hit. From here I can hit here. Step, 3. Okay, yeah, control, center, step away, come out. All right, give it a try. Next is going to be Ura Gyaku. So we've all done Ura Gyaku a bunch of ways. Here's how Koto Ryu would do it. Comes in, grabs, same kind of check. I'm going to step off, line some, elbow in the center, right? So maybe they can't see this from here. So from here, step to get his balance. 2 hands controlling. Here, push to get free. Turn this up and switch, palm up, like Hongyak. Push in. Push in and walk down. So you can finish kind of Hongyak or here, center, like this. Right? So position is here. So again, he grabs here. You can hit, catch, push, turn, down. And I can lock. I can turn this way. Control. So he catches, hit, down, kick, control, down. Where you want to be. Control right there. Nice and easy, give it a try. Nice and easy. Christmas. Keep moving. So, move with purpose. Keep moving. Number 8 in this section is called Mushadore. Means to catch a warrior. It's basically done with a sleeve grab here. So the person goes up and grabs a sleeve. What I want to be able to do is move back 45, where I can strike, my hands are up. With the koken, or the thumb, I'm going to attack in. I can do that by dropping that down. I can come in and hit, but I want to do some type of damage on that. Here, hit. And then my body has to move in a circle motion, right? And so when I come in here, I have to sink down, right? Turn over here. So this has to come down. And then when I come up, this leg, and this comes up, tall. This comes up the calf to the knee. Push and step. And keep a good lock here, all right? So again, from this side here, then if he catches, hit, step, hit, down, up, kick, here. Then I can kneel, keep control, all right? Igeshimasu. So I'll start with a catch here, catch, move, hit, turn, down, up, push, down, kneel, pressure here. Right? Some of the important things, with the catches here, when I pull back, having my hands up, I'm striking here. I can't come forward with my counter. Striking this. And then when I turn, I gotta sink my body weight here. I'm gonna lift, kick, step. Keep this locked. Turn. The last technique is Muso Dori. Some of the difference is when he comes in and grabs here, I'm going to move back and put my palm right on his elbow here. And this hand is alive to be able to do whatever I need to go do. I can either catch the back of the arm and kind of Koshi Jutsu the meat to turn this over. I can use the shoulder. I can come in with my body. But whatever I do, I want to make sure my body, my hips are twisted here. So it's 1 and then 2. Once I have it here, I'm just kind of driving straight down and forward to get him down on the ground. Right? So maybe this side here, he catches, again, stepping offline, hitting here, turning this over, and then driving forward into him. Right? That's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is once I move, is now pushing him back and backwards into him here. So, just for another angle here, see over here. So he catches here. So moving out, catching here, down, keeping control of the arm. Right? Catches this side here. See if he's moving out, catching this, using this here, driving straight down, keeping control of him with that arm there. Give it a try.
She was sad.